Welcome to the next session for our Owl Energy Spirit painting. This is really exciting for me to get into. And today, as we get into the actual painting session here on Patreon, I'm excited to share some owl wisdom with you guys. So I want you just to take a minute and just ground yourself in the present moment. I mean, there is a reason that the owl flew into your life and called you to this creative painting session. So I want us just to set an intention today. What is it that you want to gain out of this entire experience? Just write that down for yourself. And then I also want you to think of any situation in your life right now that is causing you a lot of stress, that you are losing sleep over, that you don't quite know how to handle, or what sort of wisdom steps to take from here. And I want you just to jot that down for yourself as well, because it's very helpful, I feel sometimes, to just compartmentalize our lives a little bit and just place aside the things that we worry about, the things that is overwhelming in the present moment, and even situations that are festering that needs to be resolved, that is difficult to resolve, anything like that. So just write that down and take a note of it, and then put it aside, because we are now going to take a moment to call in our owl spirit, and to ask the owl to help us to clearly see the situation in our lives, and to be honest with ourselves when we look at that and see, okay, what can I take responsibility for and what is not mine to deal with or to worry about or to take action about. Now, one of the things that I've learned early in my life, but it was just reiterated with all of my training and things in psychology and in coaching, is that we have, or let me put it like this, control is an idea that we have as human, that we can control other people, we can control situations, we can control outcomes. And I think a lot of our stress and worry and overwhelm stems from that. The idea that you must be in control of every single aspect of your life. Here's the thing. The only thing you have control over in your life is your own attitude and your own body. That is the only thing you have control over in life. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control the stock market. You cannot control the government. You cannot control other people. You cannot control the school, your children, your husband, your pets, anything in life that you wish to have control over. I think it's good advice to just surrender and go with the flow. When we find ourselves in a position where we are confronted with obstacles or difficulties or challenges, the thing that is going to determine your success is not how much money you've got in the bank, how much resources you've got, how many friends you've got, how many followers you've got, how many anything. The only thing that's going to determine your success is to be in control of your own faculties, to be aware of your own emotions and thoughts, and then to take charge of your attitude. Because your attitude is basically the thing that is going to determine how you are going to proceed going forward. So I want us to set an intention, because I believe that art and life basically merges. It becomes the same thing, because art is also a series of choices. It's a process. It's a journey. And within this journey, we are going to figure out which brush strokes is going to be helpful, the placement of these strokes, the boldness of the strokes. All of these are similarities to the attitudes that we hold in life. So whatever situation came to mind, that is probably the situation that you're ready to deal with. And the owl is here to bring that to the foreground, into sort of the limelight and into a highlighted situation. And I want you to take time during this process to allow the owl energy to communicate with you, to bring clarity and to have insight into the role that you play through the choices that you make, through the attitude that you embody, and how is that contributing either to making the situation that you're worried about worse, or whatever your action or participation or involvement in that situation is, because that is the only thing you can claim responsibility for. Remember, we cannot take responsibility for other people, for other people's ideas, their perception, their bias. That's their problem. You can only work on yourself. And I found as a coach in general that when we step aside a little bit and we allow our own personal ego to just sort of a little bit, and we listen to our intuitive heart and our higher mind, that is where wisdom and insight flows from. And I think that is what the owl energy wants to bring for us. Right. So I'm just going to light a candle here, and I'm going to try not to set my reference material on fire today. Right, let's just take a moment here and let's just call upon the owl spirit as a spirit guide. And my prayer and intention is that everyone that is viewing this course, this tutorial, that is painting along with me, that is joining my Patreon for the owl spirit, may you be blessed. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from danger, and may you live with grace and ease. May you see clearly all of the choices that you've made coming this far, and we invoke a cloak of protection over us, over everyone participating in this class, and may the owl spirit be our governing energy, our governing medicine to help us grow as artists and as life artists, because I believe that we are all artists and we are the artists of our lives. The life that you live is the canvas of your soul. So I want you to become aware of the brush marks, of the colors, of the painting that you are painting using the faculties of your mind. Your imagination, the words that you choose to speak, the ideas that you profess to claim to, the things that you choose to believe in, because everything in life is a choice. Is it serving you? Is it making you a better person that you were yesterday? Is it helping you to be compassionate, empathetic, understanding, wise? And is it supporting you in your life journey? Or is it causing you to be separated from others? Is it causing you to lose coherence with family and friends and life out there? Is it bringing you conflict and drama? So the minute that fear is the foundation of any of your beliefs or choices, that usually leads to a little bit of struggle, a bit of drama, and maybe even some suffering. So using this owl energy as we go through this painting will hopefully allow you to just open up a little bit, do some introspection, and as we dive into our unconscious mind, to become aware of the reason behind our behaviors, the reason or the motivation, the catalyst behind some of our reactions, our emotional responses. Maybe there are some trauma from the past that you have tucked down so deeply that you haven't really touched on it yet or shined the light in that dark cave of your life, so to speak. And without diving too deep, of course, I mean, I want you to be comfortable. Whatever your sort of sphere will bring up for you during this course, I want you just to sit with it for a minute. And listen, if you need help, if you need assistance, if that is the clarity that is coming forward for you, then please reach out and get some help. If I can't help beyond the scope of this offering, then please do seek professional help and see how that can assist you. Maybe that is the clarity that is coming forward for you. And for the rest of us, if it's not something that serious that you need, like a therapist assistance for trauma or something like that, then, I honestly believe that honesty with yourself, journaling, writing things down, can really be a very powerful, powerful therapy. The painting by itself is going to be therapy. So whatever you're stressed about and worried about, I want you to take time out to come to this practice and to complete all of the steps that I will be sharing with you guys. And the process is where the magic lies. That is where you will be sort of going on your own journey. And listen, I want you guys to share with us, because you might be going through something unique and you might have an aha moment, an insight moment. And in sharing that with our group here on Patreon, something profound can happen, because I believe that we are drawn together through our intention and through magnetism. And there's a reason why there is a particular group here at this time and in the future painting the owl. So share your experience, share your frustrations, share your victories, share your insights and joys, and even just your gratitude is so helpful, not only to me as a coach, but to everyone in the group. So be aware that you're not alone, even though that you go at this at your own pace. We do have this group community on Patreon. So check that out every day. Take a photograph of your progress. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be beautiful. In fact, I want you to get so honest with yourself that you are willing to share your process in the rawest form with me and with us in this group, because I promise you, it is going to be encouraging to everyone participating. Because if you think you can't paint, or you don't paint beautifully, or you're not doing it exactly the way that I'm doing it, I promise you that's what everyone feels. And that is part of the perception. And that is part of our critical nanny that lives in our mind. I feel that that critical aspect that we are all experiencing is one of the, I'm going to call it, little rodents that is sort of preventing you from entering the dark cave of your soul. So every time you sort of come close to the opening of this dark cave where the treasure lies, you see some rats scuttling around or some bats flying out. So the minute that happens, is that scares you away, and you just turn around and keep on going. So you don't enter the dark cave that is set before you. So that is quite normal. I want to normalize that for you guys. So remember, this is not a competition. You're not going to get marks. I'm not going to be comparing you to myself or to anyone else in this group. That is definitely not my intention or the intention of this group. However, this is a therapeutic practice. It is a therapeutic process. It's a beautiful process. So I want to just from the very beginning encourage you and invite you to set an intention to finish this class, number one, to share your progress vulnerably and openly, and you'll be amazed at the support and the love and the care that will come to you in return. Because I know most people in this group that's in my Patreon are fabulous people that has been on their own journey, both as an artist and as a life artist. And yes, there's a reason why we are attracted as a creative tribe to each other. So, my intention now is to share a little bit of this owl spirit wisdom with you guys because I want that information to begin to activate your subconscious mind and get us into the space. So, I've written down quite a bit of questions and perceptions for myself and that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So, I'll be grabbing my notes often to share a question with you as I feel it's the appropriate time to do that. But for now, I want to share with you a little bit about this owl spirit. And again, this is Colette Baron Reid. This is her 68 card deck of the Spirit Animal Oracle. And I absolutely love the artwork as well as the wisdom that is shared with us. So I want to share her owl spirit intention and clarity with you guys now. And let's see how this communicates to you and how this relates to your life. So do drop me a comment at the bottom of this video and share any insight and aha moments that you've had during this reading. So I'm just quickly going to read this for you guys. Okay. It starts with the statement, "You can see clearly now." That is profound because I think any confusion comes from a cloudiness of all of the layers of our being. Somewhere there's a discongruency or a detachment or an unawareness that is causing a fog. And just by this owl landing in your lap and appearing on your canvas one brush stroke at a time, you will gain clarity to your life and your process if you're open to it. The message of the owl spirit arrives to remind you that the wisdom within you is informed by your keen senses and the wisdom within the consciousness that we all share. So it arrives and there's this sudden clarity, insight and wisdom that is available to you always. It's all just a choice to tap into that and sometimes to allow you to open up and ask a question, and then the wisdom and the insight will arrive. Even in the darkest night, the owl sees clearly and is guided by every sense it has, including the first sense of intuition. Right now, your sensitivities are turbocharged and you are receiving messages from all directions, including from this class. Our spirit reminds you to be wise and to pay attention to what is between the lines, what is invisible to the naked eye, what cannot be heard with your ears, and what others may not be able to perceive. With all of your senses aroused, you have much knowledge available to you. Clarity will come as you sit with all that you are sensing. Allow your intuition to guide you in understanding the whole and not just the parts. Let your wisdom arise and be your guide as you trust the acuity of all your senses. Intuition is real and can provide the clarity you need to understand your situation right now. Your relationship, your finances, your job, whatever it is, you can see the truth clearly now. So I want you just to use your art journal and jot down anything that comes to mind, any aha moments that you've gained through just this introduction, or any questions that you have. Write them down, and if you want to, then share some of that with us. So here is the protection message. We invoke the protection of the owl to overhang this entire class. Are you feeling overwhelmed and overpowered by all that you are sensing. It can be a lot. Are you highly sensitive right now and information overload is happening to you? Feeling too much and taking in too much stimulation? The antidote for overwhelm is to become grounded and to return to your safe nest so wisdom can offer you clarity and guide you on managing the flow. I want to just quickly stop there because I think this is a very important sort of point that I want to just sort of underline and highlight. I think we are all experiencing that life is happening much faster than normal. I think everybody is talking about it. It's like, look where we are this year. It felt like New Year's yesterday, and we're already over the half-part mark of the year. And it just feels like time is speeding by, and it's just speeding up, right? It really feels like we're going faster and faster. And I think, forgive me, one of the reasons why we are experiencing a time shift, time is becoming more fluid. There is a lot more sort of warp in time that is happening around us as we're stepping into higher vibrations of living life authentically and presently. One of the reasons why we experience it like that is because we are literally bombarded with information. I think our smartphone technology is so amazing because it connects you and me miles across the planet from each other. It allows me to share with you here from my studio in Pretoria, South Africa, and you are sitting wherever you are sitting in the world and you are listening to me and you are able to see what I'm doing. That is freaking amazing. But we are bombarded with information from the minute we open our eyes to the moment we close our eyes. And then even in our dream state, we are bombarded with processing all of this information. And I think what we don't realize, and I think this is what people are referring to when we say too much screen time, is that we don't allow our brain and our sort of being to catch up with all of the information, all of the choices, all of the responsibilities, all of the actions that is required. And I think it's quite normal to then sometimes come to a stage where we just, I don't know, zone out, where we come to a stage where we switch off, where we shut down like a tablet or a smartphone that is run out of battery. It literally just switches off. And I think this is what I always mean with when you have your creative practice, it can be a time for you to stop absorbing and start transmitting. There's a very big difference between the two. And that for me was a big aha, because are you just a consumer? Are you just consuming data and information? And it's like being pushed into our brains and we're constantly flipping, scrolling, absorbing. How much are you actually transmitting? Because without you knowing, we are all light workers, and our art is the way or the vibration through which we transmit our light, our wisdom, our love, our choice of creating a new earth by just being more authentic beings. And the minute you switch into creation mode, you switch into your right brain, there is an amazing thing that happens because you connect with your true self, your higher self, your divine self, and you remember that as an eternal being, having a human experience, that you are a creator. And if you don't create, then there is a block to your flow. That is when creative blocks happen. That is when we sort of stop using all of our higher faculties and we just consume, and it gets to a point of congestion where it's just too much. And if that is where you are sitting right now, or if that is what you are experiencing in your life at the moment, maybe the owl is saying to you, stop, have a moment, get out of the rat race, climb off that little hamster wheel, and get into your practice. Take out a canvas, take out a piece of paper, get your art supplies, because what happens very easily with creating art is you are able to attain exactly the same frequency, vibration as that of an experienced monk sitting and meditating for 20 minutes and then being a transmitter for love, light, enlightenment, wisdom. We can attain exactly the same when we are sitting down in our creative practice, taking a brush and putting paint to paper. Because the minute we do that, inevitably there's a stage during this whole action process where you will feel a shift. You shift from your left brain, but that is analytical, that is critical, that is comparative, that constantly tells you you're wasting time, there's other things you could be doing that's more important. That is all left brain. And our left brains are addicted to this whole stream of information that is constantly bombarding us. It wants to feed on it because it's easier just to consume, right? Oh, that's what we're doing. I think we are fat. We are obese on information overload. I want to go that far to say that it is not a healthy situation. But here's the thing. I really want to encourage you, and I actually want to congratulate you, because the mere choice that you made to be here and to participate in this beautiful owl spirit guide painting means that you are ready to hear what I'm sharing with you today, what the owl is bringing forth for you, and what everyone in this group has to offer. And it, most importantly, will give you an opportunity to just switch down and to restart and to just rest your mind a little bit. And that moment arrives during the process. And when that calm and clarity arrives, you'll know. Because somewhere in the process, you surrender and you become still. And it's just you, your brush, the paint, and a canvas. Nothing else exists. That is the magic moment. Because when you arrive there, that is like when the magic happens. So I want to encourage you to get into that practice every day and to just step into this beautiful nest of safety that this class hopefully will offer you. Take a break to ground yourself in the reality of your everyday senses. Go for a walk in nature. Perhaps you can stop to lie on the ground or hug a tree or just stroll down the street beneath the soothing sky so that you can regroup and clear your energy field. Your wisdom and ability to make sense of all you are feeling and experiencing will return as the owl spirit reminds you of your need to get clear. And in there, I can also add, just come to your studio, come to your canvas, and just spend a moment with brush and paint. And I promise you, you will find it grounding, centering, clearing, and clarity is sure to follow, for sure. So that is basically the owl wisdom from this beautiful deck card. And I wrote here at the end when I talked about the nest. Where did I write that? I will see it now. Yes, invoking protection from feeling overwhelmed in your current situation. Ground yourself in the nest of familiarity and the rest to contemplate all of the insight you are gaining from your intuition. So this is our nest, people. Welcome to the nest. And I want you to get your stuff ready, because as we proceed now, I'm going to show you how to use your reference material and how to sort of map it out on your canvas so that we can get into painting our owl. Thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are sharing on our group. Say hi at least, introduce yourself so that we can get to know you and so that we can start developing our beautiful community here on Patreon. I'm looking forward to sharing a little bit more with you as we go forward. I'll see you just now.